If you're one of those that's interested in taking the Cloud Practitioner certification exam with Amazon Web Services that coordinates to this course, get ready to see lots of questions about security. This is because Amazon Web Services is super excited about the security they can offer you, and security is a major concern for people when it comes to move to public cloud. Now, we've talked about security quite a bit already here. For instance, we discussed with you the shared responsibility model and how great that is, where Amazon Web Services is taking care of doing things like going in and securing many of the internal components of your virtual private cloud for you. So they're taking care of doing this intense physical security on the hardware that makes up this equipment, as an example. But also we've discussed things like identity and access management. When you go to services and you go into the security category, notice the very first one listed is that foundation of identity and access management. And this is where we can define the groups and users and roles and policies. They're going to make up what people can do when it comes to working alongside of us when it comes to setting up the Amazon Web Services that we need. Not easy for me to say, clearly. So now let's expand on that a little bit, though. Security is very, very far reaching. For instance, when you go into your services and you just pick almost any one of them at random, we'll just pick EC2 for virtual machines, notice there is going to be a security subsection here. So there's security groups that are going to control access into the VM and out of the VM when it comes to interacting with the virtual machine and sending traffic in and out. Notice there's going to be elastic IP addresses, which are going to definitely impact security because you want to make sure that when you contact these elastic IP addresses for your resources, you're doing so in a secure manner. There's going to be key pairs that are going to make sure that you securely connect and have a secured key that you use to connect to that resource. So lots of different security mechanisms that make their way through all of the services of AWS. So this brings up an interesting point. Security can get super complicated because there's so many moving parts. The good news is Amazon realizes this and gives us a great tool to assist us. I'm going to go to services here, and you know what? Instead of searching for it, I know where it is. If I scroll through the list here and find management tools, under management tools is a great product called Trusted Advisor. What the Trusted Advisor will do is it will look at your infrastructure and tell you if there's any problems that you're clearly having with cost optimization, or any problems that you're clearly having with performance, or security, or fault tolerance, or service limits. Are you getting close to having too many resources in a certain category? Notice, sure enough, we're having a security problem. And it tells us exactly what that is. We have a security group that is not restricting things down to specific ports. Or in my case, the issue is this SG Management Linux security group is open to the world as far as IP addressing goes. And notice there's a link right in here so we can jump to that security group and check it out. So here is that security group. And if I look at the inbound security rules, the issue here is I'm allowing just SSH in. That's good. But the problem is I'm allowing that access from any IP address in the world. And Amazon Web Services is rightly saying, Anthony, lock that down just to the IP addresses that you would actually be using at your company to come in and interact with this, in this case, the virtual machine that this security group is associated with. So the trusted advisor is going to be a powerful tool in our back pocket when it comes to improving lots of things in Amazon Web Services, and that definitely includes all those sticky aspects of security we need to work with. So what's the foundation service when it comes to security? Well, it's definitely IAM, or Identity and Access Management. But we know that there's many different security components, security groups, network access control lists. There's many different components sprinkled throughout the services. One of the things we looked at also in this nugget is the trusted advisor to help us make sure that we are doing the very best we can when it comes to security. I hope you found this nugget informative, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.